Right.
You looking good. I don't know if we should do a form or another video.
Stop.
A different video.
Babe, stop.
What, babe? I'm just trying.
Hey, handsome.
Don't call me that. See, that's what I'm talking about. You keep doing stuff, and I'm not.
Hey, handsome.
Hey, babe, how you doing?
I'm good.
You gonna get in trouble. Watch. How y'all doing?
Can we do what we need to do? Let's go. Ready, set, go.
Hi.
Hey, guys.
I'm Antwan.
And I'm Samvia.
And this is Breaking Cycles.
Hey, welcome back to Breaking Cycles, guys. You don't have lipstick on.
Let's be happy.
He was wiping off my kisses. That's what you be doing?
No, I got. Don't wear lipstick.
Oh my goodness, y'all. So listen, we got a juicy topic today, y'all.
What's the topic? Tell me the topic. So I can make sure I'm ready.
You not ready?
I'll be ready when you tell me the topic.
Okay, we're talking about what works for us in our marriage. We're talking about like gender roles, what worked for us. Do we follow gender roles? I posted a short earlier this week. And a lot of you guys were like going in, and I really appreciate the.
I'm kind of like T-Pain. I do anything for some kisses.
I'm strong.
Sprung, not strong.
Oh.
I'm sprung.
What I said, like strung out?
I'm not too, forget it. Not too.
You strung out and you sprung out.
Sprouted out too. Sprout out too, don't I?
Guys, let's go. Stay on topic.
Strung out, sprung, and sprout out.
Sprout sounds like it's trying to be inappropriate.
I just said sprout.
You guys, stay on topic.
I am.
Guys, we are legit about to talk about what works for us in our marriage.
I feel like I'm in high school right now.
Really? Why?
Because like everything, like every word you saying making me like
what?
sprout out.
What is wrong with you? Guess what?
All right. I'm gonna get focused.
Focus, baby.
I'm right here with y'all. I'm right here.
All right. So what works for us in our marriage? Because, listen, for you, or those of you who are new to us, welcome. For those of you who've been here a little minute, welcome back.
Shout out.
Before we get deeper, what is wrong with you? He is full of giggles, y'all. He is so giggly right now.
All right. Let me stop.
Before we go further with all of the giggles, make sure you guys
hit that like button, subscribe, and make sure you watch this with your co-workers, your friends, your neighbors, and whoever else you know in your life. Please.
All of that. Thank you guys. But yes, let's get into it. What works for us in our marriage? Because when you guys watch us, we've been married for 6 years, and I just want to put out this disclaimer. What works for the Henrys may not work for the Jones. It may not work for the Williams. It may not work for y'all, and that's okay. But our hope and our prayer by sharing this is just to like educate. Like, I don't know nobody else.
They can take a bit or a piece. Try to.
Okay.
I think they could take a bit of piece.
Right, but what I was trying to say is that like when we first started out, we literally had to learn our way. We had such a rough first year because we didn't know how to be married. I think that so often people say it's just a piece of paper, and it's a very important piece of paper, but it's the commitment that you enter in with God and your spouse.
Yeah, I think that's first. I think once you understand it's more than just paper. Because people, if you think it's just a piece of paper, then that's how your marriage gonna go.
And that's how you'll treat it. Oh, it's just a piece of paper, right?
So, you have to understand that it's deeper than that. So now, say we was together for what 6 or 7 years, right? So then we got married, and we've been married for 6 years. So then you start peeling off more of that onion. So it's the 6 or 7 years is your dating. So say your honeymoon period.
Right.
But when you get married, it's more onions that we don't even see or show.
Right. Wow, that's so deep. People don't think that though. People think that like you get married and they live happily ever after. And it's like, yeah, eventually.
Not with people with a past, like our past, our history. A lot of people, it's people that get married and they just.
Right.
They on cloud 9 the whole time.
Right.
But then both of us have like a closet that's as big as our room.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So then we have to understand that closet.
Right. And I think that's okay. Like, I think that sometimes it can sound like a little, because when you just said, you know, with people who have a past like ours, it kind of hurt me a little bit. Like, did we start off at a disadvantage? You know what I mean? But it's just our testimony. You know what I mean? Like, we had to work on us individually. We weren't perfect people before we got together, and we weren't perfect people before we got married.
Right. So I think there's nothing wrong with being at a disadvantage. I think it's just understanding your disadvantage. Okay. And understanding your weaknesses. So I think everybody could talk about their strengths like it's no tomorrow. My strength is this. I got A, B, C. You know what I mean? Yeah. But when you talk about being vulnerable about your weaknesses, I think that's the problem.
Right.
So once you tackle or you see somebody's weakness, you know, how do you handle when someone sees you at your weakest point?
Wow.
So that's the thing.
Right. I appreciate you sharing that because we weren't perfect. And I definitely, when you guys look at us, sometimes people say, you know, and I don't care what they say. I'm just going to put that out there. I'm letting you know, I don't care what they say. But I think it's kind of funny because sometimes they say we're perfect. And I'm just like, did they look at us right?
Perfectly imperfect.
Right. That part, baby. Because our past was deep. But, you know, I thank God because when I look at our past and I see these new comments when people say, oh, my God, they're so perfect. Like, y'all life ain't that perfect. And it's just like, my goodness, they think we're perfect?
I think the comments help a little bit, too, when they say that.
Why?
Because sometimes you can be in a marriage and it could go as if it's unknown. And you just flowing with what's going on for the day. But then you have to sit back and you read a comment, you see like, y'all got a perfect marriage. And it's like, well, it's not perfect, but it's damn near.
Right.
It's good. It's not as what it was.
Right. And I thank God because when I look at those comments, it make me just take a step back and look at where we came from. And I'm like, I guess this is perfect.
Like when I be looking at the comments, it's like,
you doing your thing.
I'm sprouting out.
You sprouting out. All you do is kiss your wife.
Right. Yeah. So what?
Right. I mean, it's a blessing because
I'm supposed to kiss you.
Right.
All the time.
All the time.
From your
God is good.
From your forehead to your toes.
You sound like Ludacris.
Yeah, look. Oh, we can't talk about that song, man. Come on.
What is wrong with you?
Because you bugging.
Guys, what worked for us in our marriage? Okay, so the video, if you guys, I don't know if you guys saw the video, but it was me taking out the trash, right? And I literally was seeing, like, it was like a trending video when a lot of women were saying that they don't take out the trash. You know what I mean? It was like, that's their husband's job. And I get it because I chuckled. You know, I look back and I laugh. But truth be told, if the trash need to be taken out and my husband's not home, I'm not going to wait with the stinky, full trash to take, you know, I'm going to go take out the trash.
So let's clarify it. So first off, when anything that has to do with a man in my presence while I'm there, I'm doing it. Trash, washing a car, picking up heavy things, reaching up and getting things from the shelf, or answering the door and there's a man at the door. Those are the things I'm doing. But I have an independent wife that she'll go take the garbage out if it needs to be done. Okay. But we teach our kids that.
Right.
So I don't want my 15-year-old to feel as if that she needs to wait for a man to do something. So if she has a flat tire, she's learning how to change the flat tire.
Right.
So it's not like as but if she has a man, a husband, then he should do that.
Right.
But it's not. But I learned a lot from my wife during the process of how I can be so much of a protector for you. So for those 6 years, I didn't know everything. Like I knew how to take the garbage out, but it's a little bit deeper than when you say gender roles.
Right. Thank you for breaking that down because it's much deeper than gender roles because you do laundry. And I seen we had a comment, somebody said, oh my God, like he does everything. And it's just like, okay. But no, you don't do everything, but you can do everything. And I think that in our marriage, that was a milestone. That was a goal for us. Like for us to learn how to do laundry, for me to learn how to take out the garbage, for me to learn the things that you do and for you to learn the things that I do. Because why? Because
you'll run. You'll work hard doing what you need to do to get the house in order.
Right.
So that was my thing.
Right.
That was for me to learn how to do laundry, how me to go mop, clean, do everything. So you won't have to feel like you gotta go go to work, then come home and do X, Y, and Z. If you was out working, I feel like I should make sure that the house is good.
Right.
So that was a big thing for me because I like to have you rested.
Right. Right. I mean, let's be honest. Like, that's the best time to have me. Like, because you don't want to be right.
I don't want you to be thinking like, oh, I gotta come home, clean the house, this, that, and the third. I want you to come home when you came home because you did do a night job. And when you came home, I wanted the house to be as clean as you want at one point.
Right. So I can be relaxed because then you ultimately get the benefit.
Right.
You know what I mean? So in our marriage, what works for us is like one hand washes the other and both hands wash the face. Right?
Say that again. They don't know that. They don't know that.
They don't know that? Guys know that. One hand wash the other and both hands wash the face. I've been saying that for years, but yeah, I know y'all know that.
That's because your mom.
Right.
Your mom got game.
Y'all know I'm real old school. I'm 33, but I am very old school. So I have all these like different little cliches that I say to myself and I say to my family because I've learned it from my mother. She probably learned it from her mother, all of that good stuff. But yes, one hand washes the other while both hands wash your face, meaning that we help each other out. My husband does laundry. When laundry needs to be done, he does laundry. So much so that, I'm going to be honest, very rarely do I wash laundry in my house. I don't. You know what I mean? Like, cleaning wise, my husband cleans. Now, we're both cleaners, but we both clean now. That's something that we have grown into doing. It wasn't always like this, but like my husband said, he learned to like, let me help her out because when I want to be with my wife, I want to be with my wife. I don't want to be with my wife and she's thinking about all of the 10 million things that she has to do.
Right. So, but another thing is, it's a key word that you have to be willing to do that. So a lot of people are not willing to, like, we keep saying it in every segment. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about the topic, dying to yourself.
Right.
Because a lot of y'all don't understand what dying to yourself is.
Right.
It's doing the things that you don't want to do. So when, like, I don't want to, clean the bathroom or do laundry, but if that's going to help my household, I'm going to do what I got to do to help the household out. Just like with my wife. If I'm not home or if I'm there and we're out in the backyard, she might answer the door and let me know what happened at the door later. So I won't be on 10 or edge about what happened, or I got to go from dealing with the backyard to going dealing with the door, then going to do the cleaning and going to do this. So we help each other out very well.
Very well. And I appreciate you breaking that down. I remember the point when I was at my wit's end, and I felt like I was at my wit's end multiple times. But I was like, listen, you're not helping me out. This was before marriage, guys, right? But that was in our year of engagement, our engagement year. We was engaged for about 8 months before we got married.
1 second. We're back.
Yeah, and I'm just fixing my little clothes because I have all my thigh out, but that's just the way the little romper. Yeah, you see my thigh out, a little romper, that's the way it goes. I literally was doing everything because when we got into the relationship, I'm just remembering everything.
I was working.
He was working all the time. And I was at home doing what I needed to do. I was in college, so I was doing all of my stuff at home, taking care, make sure we did laundry, make sure I cleaned up, make sure he came home, he had food on the table, food in the microwave. I did everything, so much so that once we got engaged, our baby girl was burnt out. I was done with college at that point. I was working, he was working. We had the kids in school and daycare. And when I came home, I couldn't just hurry up and jump in and do kids bath, do homework, do food. I needed him to be a active participant. And at that moment, I think that's when we had that talk like, okay, so how are we going to do this? Right?
Right. So I think that's dying to yourself. So be humble. I think I had the understanding without knowing what the word was.
Okay.
At one point, but it didn't certain other aspects I needed help with.
Okay.
But I think we do a great job.
We do. But did you feel like, I didn't mean to cut you off. Did you feel like that's a woman's job? Like she's supposed to be able to take the kids. She's supposed to be able to bathe the kids. She's supposed to cook. Did you ever feel like that?
No. I thought at one point I needed to learn it, but I also was doing it at home. When I was a kid, I cleaned and stuff like that. But I think it's listening and going to work and working and not understanding what you needed was the problem.
Okay.
So once you voiced it, I think that you didn't have to really teach me. You just needed to tell me what you wanted done.
Right.
Right.
Right. And I remember that at first I used to be upset because I'm like, you're not doing it how I want you to do it.
Right. Right. So that's another thing too. So like those things, if it's getting done, it's not going to be done the way a man is not going to do nothing the way a woman's going to do. Not one shape or form. We can try to make the bed the best way we know how, or we can try to put those pillows on there. It's just, I mean, we'll give 100% effort, but it's not going to be Chris. Right. Like, I'm not gonna.
I know what to say because I have a word for that. It's like, done is better than perfect.
Right.
Like, just make sure that it gets done. And I had to grow to be okay with that.
Right. So,
you know?
I mean, I usually, and the other thing was that I'll also stay up late and do it. I'll wait till everybody go to bed and I'll clean the whole house and then get into bed.
Right.
So it was like, at one point it was an oxymoron because I still want you, but then I get into bed at 12 o'clock and you.
Right. And I'm really knocked out.
So I had to work on my time management.
Right.
So.
No, but I appreciate you growing and that you wanted to do that. I remember, like, as a child, I thought that women did everything. You know, just growing up in my household, even though my mother didn't do everything, I grew up thinking that women did everything and the men only went to go and get the money. Like, he went to go just get the money. You know, women came home and they knew what to do with it. But I thank God that we have grown and we learn what works for us in our marriage. Right. I believe that it's important for all of our kids, our boys and our girls,
to understand it.
To understand it.
To learn. Because you might not be living with somebody right away.
Right. I mean, eventually they have to go to college.
Right.
And who's going to be at college doing it for them?
The college is.
Right.
I don't know if you ever stayed in a dorm, but
sometimes it gets nasty because a lot of these children don't learn how to be self-sufficient.
Right, they just go to college, just go to college.
Right. So my goal is for us to continue to be successful in it, but to also allow our kids to see it, so that they know what it looks like.
They know what help looks like. They know how to do the things, like where to pick the slack up.
Right. Like, even for, like, Lisa cooks a lot. Lisa is an aspiring chef. She wants to be a chef. She's said that multiple times for a few years now. So she cooks a lot. But Antwan also wants to learn how to cook. So who am I to say, no, that's only a girl's job. You don't need to be in the kitchen. Oh, absolutely, you need to be in the kitchen. Learn how to do this.
Learn how to survive.
Learn how to survive, right? Because I don't know God's plan for all of my children's lives. I don't know it. And maybe it's not in God's plan for him to be married. Like, who knows? So I need to make sure that he is self-sufficient.
At least knows the basic essentials.
Right.
It's the basic steps to living on your own.
Right. I really desire our children to bring value to their spouse.
Right.
I want our girls to bring values to their future husbands. I want our sons
to bring value
to their wives. Like, it would be hard. You know, we came from an unfortunate, like, background where we didn't learn everything that we probably should have.
I think the understanding was the value was just to go to work. I think that it's way more to being a husband than just going to work.
Right. God, you just said a whole mouthful.
Right.
That's a whole nother video.
But a lot of people think that longer if I'm working and she don't gotta go to work, or longer if I'm bringing the majority, then it all sets. It don't all set. But
it also, like, women think that too. They think that as long as I keep a clean house, make sure the kids is going good, then I'm a good wife.
Nah, it's got to be some type of medium.
It has to be some kind of medium because me being a wife, I'm gonna be honest, has nothing. And because I got this confused, I'm gonna put myself out there. Me being a good wife has nothing to do with me taking care of the kids.
Right. And I had to learn that too.
You had to learn that too. I was waiting for him to say that.
Being a good guy don't got nothing to do with my wife.
No.
So that all right. So that's the reason why it's essential. This video's coming out. Establishing date night.
Oh my goodness.
Establishing an hour before bed.
Right.
You can't just say I'm going to bed.
No.
That don't work. That don't work.
It won't help your marriage.
No, it's distant. You're going apart.
Right. And like we said before, remember we said, like, especially when you have kids, you'll just be co-parenting. Y'all think y'all in a nice marriage. Y'all just co-parenting together.
Right. In the same building.
In the same building. And then when them kids get older,
they're going to learn how to do the same thing.
They're going to learn how to do the same thing and they're going to leave. And then you're going to be here like, well, who you?
Right.
I've been with you for 25 years.
Right.
How do we connect? Can we start dating again when dating should have never stopped?
Mm-hmm.
You know?
I don't care how busy it is. You better keep dating.
Even if you gotta do dating at home.
At home. Don't think that Red Lobster and Burger King, wherever you think your favorite place is the spot. The spot could be right at the crib.
And you know what? That's one of my favorite things. What we do? We go out to eat and to do what?
Bring the food home.
Bring the food home. I'm like, I want to chill at home. I can sit next to you. We can be warm. We can eat. We can do our thing, then eat.
You can wear your my favorite outfit.
Which is what, my birthday suit? What is wrong with you? We're gonna cut this video, y'all. But I really pray that you guys receive something. And again, this is just us being transparent. With our goal with breaking cycles is through transparency.
Let you know that we got screws loose too. We ain't perfect. We are in some aspects in this marriage. We have the chair that is wiggling. So, but we're getting there. We're gonna go get that screwdriver. We're gonna tighten that chair up. So,
amen. I love that.
We right there, man.
Right. We're human just like y'all. We got flesh just like y'all. We go through things. But what I love to say is we're growing through things. We're not just gonna go through it. No, we're gonna grow through this thing. We're gonna learn.
Perfectly imperfect.
Amen. And so I pray that you guys stay encouraged.
Holla at us.
Holla at us.
Make sure you watch this with a friend. Subscribe, like, and share.
Thank you guys.
See you later. Peace.